What's going on, everybody? We're going to get going here in about 4 minutes. All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to another session of the Inner Circle Live Trade Room Agent session. I'm your host for tonight, Benny Allen, and I'll also have my partner on here with me as well, Mr. Ryan Carthage, and we might even see Casey on here this evening. You never know. She is super busy. But we'll see if she's able to join us. But with that being said, everybody, as always, drop me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Shauna, they're telling me you have a older version of Zoom, so I can't give you control of your microphone. So definitely put your questions that you might have tonight or your comments in the chat. So just wanted to let you know that in case you didn't know. And good evening to everybody who just joined us. All right. I think everybody should have control of their mic. And so let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions. Grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's make sure that, as always, we continue to participate and engage. So, quick disclaimer: trading the Forex market is risky. Never risk money that you cannot afford to lose. I'm not a CTA, which stands for Commodities Trading Advisor, meaning that everything that we go over is for educational purposes only. We can teach you our strategy. We can show you our entries and exits. We can show you the trades that we may like to get in ourselves, but at the end of the day, it is 100% up to you to pull the trigger on the trade. You have to be 100% responsible for your own account. All right, so pretty big day in regards to the market and the CPI report, right? Which everybody's keeping track of that inflation data for the United States, and it actually missed target. So we can see here that the CPI, right, month over month, and the core both missed. So it was expected 0.4, came in at 0.3, and then we were expecting for the core CPI 0.3, and it came in at 0.1. So it missed target, and you start to see the weakness in the dollar in some respects, but we'll see how everything continues to play out. You got a reaction, but I don't think you got a crazy reaction to the news, because there were a lot of people and analysts that were kind of expecting it. But it did, kind of give us a clear picture on exactly the pace in which the Feds are probably going to taper, right? Gave us a better idea with those numbers coming out. You had jobs numbers that didn't come out too good. Now you've got the CPI that missed, right, which tracks inflation. So everybody was wondering, okay, they're saying that they're going to start to taper, right? But when? Well, now you think instead of starting it in September or so, maybe you push it off until November, right? So right now, it seems like the Fed is definitely not going to be in a rush to start that tapering process. So once again, so far, Jerome Powell seems to be the smartest man in the room in regards to really being cautious and not wanting to mess things up and start to make those moves on raising interest rates and starting that tapering process too soon and causing some unnecessary damage to the economy. So that's where we are. But if you were paying attention to your charts today, you definitely saw the market start to move. Everybody was kind of waiting on the United States to lead the way on that. So that number was very, very important. And you can see that tomorrow, you got the British pound following suit with their CPI report. So this thing just goes in cycles. You see Wednesday also, you got the CAD with the CPI. Okay, so everybody's about to start moving and shaking in regards to what that monetary policy is going to look like as we continue to head into the fall. So good evening again to everybody who just joined us. Yeah, what you saw was today you saw your safe havens get strong, right? You saw your Swissy get strong against some currency pairs. You saw your yen get strong against some currency pairs. So, getting a little shaky. Investors are being cautious. And then just in the stock market period, September, October are historically bad months in the stock market. So they're all kind of bracing for the worst anyway. And then it did them justice in some respects in the stock market, but overall you got concerns about the overall growth in the economy. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. The good thing about the Forex market, you make money on the way up and the way down. So we trade accordingly. So what I want to do right now is make sure that you guys give it like 60 seconds here to put in the chat any pairs that you want to look at this evening. We're definitely going to click through the pairs that we went over. We went over a ton of pairs in the weekly ritual this weekend, and a lot of those pairs are playing out. So it'll be good to take a look at those and check the progress. So everybody should have control of their microphone, and go ahead and feel free to put those pairs in the chat so we could take a look at everything. So we got the Aussie dollar, New Zealand, okay, GBP USD. GJ. Yeah, that's one we posted in the chat that went really well, in the Telegram that went really well. GCAD should be a bull. NZD, CHF, and Euro USD. Okay, and the UCAD. All right, so we'll start this. So let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. See how that's playing out. We can see that just here, taking a quick look at the US dollar on the 4 hour. And you can see that we're in this AB boundary. We see that price retraced, and we got that up move when we seen was that a week ago when the bond yields increased, right? Bond yields up, bond yields down, dollar down. It's that simple, right? On the surface, it's that simple, but that's just a key thing to know fundamentally. So you got a boost in the bond yields a week ago, and you saw the strength in the US dollar that actually broke our trend line, and now we're just kind of pushing in this range, okay? After the news today, especially. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the dollar. But right now we're kind of playing around in the range on the US dollar, which can make trading US dollar pairs a little bit tricky. Here we are on the daily time frame that's coming back up into the sell zone. I definitely see the potential, right, for a slight pullback and then a continuation down from a daily look, right? So can easily see this, especially after the CPI today, a push, getting this little bit of push up and then right back down, kind of like that Gartley action to the downside for a deeper retracement for the US dollar. So we'll keep an eye on that. So what that is maybe some temporary dollar strength, and then if it U-turns, then we're going to see that dollar continue to go weak. So let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Hold on, we got some folks just joined us. Michelle, Randy.
Hello, please. Good morning.
Yeah.
Am I speaking?
Good evening, Ryan.
Okay.
What's happening, bro?
I want to ask a question.
All right, so let's take a look at the find the Aussie dollar.
Hey, Ben, we got a question.
And we can see, we'll go to the daily first. But you guys remember, we could go over the weekend. We took a look at this and we said, hey, we've got the potential for a crown, right? Crown type formation. So we're looking for that right tip. And then if we broke this level here, if we came down and we broke this level, then we can actually, we may be in that situation where price just continues to honor this capital down fib and continue to the downside. So we said, hey, potential crown first based on dollar weakness, right? Pull back and then maybe a continuation higher into the zone. But we said, hey, right, we knew right away that this is a push to the downside, right? We got a new AB boundary from our daily time frame, and then we get this push to the downside. So, and you had good confluence with the 61.8 zone, the 786 zone here, and you can see this down trend line, right? So if I zoom out a bit, we take a look at it. Take this off, just so we can focus on what's current. Okay. We got this down trend line and this overall retracement, right? This overall retracement that we're in, right? At this up move here, and now we're retracing, and we're just at this critical point. So if I put this fib back on there now, and you can see, hold on one second, clean this up a little bit.
Hey, Benny, can you hear me?
Smart trend line out here.
Benny.
So you can see overall, right? Capital AB boundary, price retracement. That's the overall big move, okay? And so what we wanted to do is, so we got that 382 in the past, we got that 61.8 pullback, right, that we tracked for months and months ago. And now we came to this critical area and price pushed up, and we decided, hey, we want to zoom in, okay? We'll pull this out since we know we're in an up retracement zone overall. So we said, hey, let's can't take it out now for some reason. But anyway, so we're in an up retracement zone. We said, hey, let's focus in on this area real time. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
This more intraday. All right. And we said, hey, we've got
Everybody,
this push
1
up
second.
on this
I
new
think something's
sub,
wrong with
capital
Benny's
down,
headphones.
AB boundary. We got this push
I'm
up
getting
into
his
the
attention,
zone.
and
We're
we'll
right up
get your
against this
questions
down
answered in
trend
1 minute.
line, and we got a reaction. Okay. And the confluence that we have with that is that we had this new up AB boundary that formed right here. Okay. A, B to the upside. And we say, hey, that's a high probability reversal. And we look for that support level, right? In confluence with our fibs. And we got that left tip of the crown. And here's the right tip. So far, we've been spot on with that. Okay. Now it's just a matter of dollar, what happened with the CPI. We know that the Aussie has been weak overall, right? So we kind of just plan this one, day by day, looking at the price action. If it wants to continue down, then we continue down with it, right? If it starts to form a support at one of these key levels, right? Left tip, right tip. If we start to get a support around this 50% level, we got a stochastic on a daily that's in the buy zone, then we may be looking at Aussie strength. So we'll continue to, against the dollar at least. So we'll continue to pay attention to the fundamentals, right? And see what the catalyst may be to start pushing this to the upside if it wants to happen. But right now, we've been tracking this downside move. So here's that fib, that crown. I'm gonna take it off. Okay. So if you're tracking the smaller waves on the 1, right? We had this set up here a while ago, and we're now down through all 3 take profits. Price continues to stay below this down trend line. So now we've hit pretty much TP3, and we'll see if price wants to take out the A, right? If price takes out the A, we'll look to see if we can get this to continue to move to the downside. If it takes out the A, you're going to break this perceived left tip, right? So that crown will fail, and we'll just look at a continuation to the downside for the short. Okay, but right now, this is where we are. All 3 take profit levels have been hit on that. So at least from the B boundary, that move has been over 100 pips, 126 pips. And if you had your order here, sell limit at the 127, that's almost 160 pips. So that's where we are right now on the Aussie dollar. We'll continue to monitor it. Right now, it is still hanging below our downtrend line here. So we're still short. Okay, so continue to ride it until the market tells you otherwise. Okay, we got this uptrend line that's broken. So let's see how it plays out for the rest of the week. Any questions on the Aussie dollar? Congratulations if you took that trade a while ago. Even if you just took it to TP1, right? You ended up on the positive side. Nope, Ryan, I can't hear you talking, Ryan. Yep, hold on 1 second, everybody. I think I got it fixed. Can everybody hear me good? Okay. I couldn't hear you guys, huh?
Yep, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you now. Thanks, man.
Okay, hey, no doubt.
Yeah.
So we
appreciate
had
you doing that.
hey, no problem, man. Renard had a question first.
Okay.
It might have been on the DXY that you're looking at, but Renard, you want to hop in and ask your question?
Yep.
Okay. It was not actually pertaining to the DXY. I wanted to say the fundamental when you were viewing it. I'm still watching the training video in my library place over there, and it's just same kind of like complex. I was asking like, how do I get to know those knowledge concerning the CPI and the fundamentals?
Oh yeah, well we have a and what we'll do is, Ryan, let's write that down because we can go over it at the towards the end of the training. Just do a quick go to the back office in our resources section, and we have a lot of resources listed, right, where you can go and start to learn about, you know, the CPI and those different fundamentals. Like we use forexfactory.com, right? So if you're interested in learning, even you can even go here, right, for CPI. If you click on the folder, it'll tell you exactly what the report means, right, and its importance and its impact.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one source. And then here, where I really started to pick things up is with the articles that are associated with the report, right? So you see all these articles here.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay, and then we've got some things in your back office, right, in the inner circle, in the community, right? Not in the community, but when you go to your
The
training
topic section.
Yeah, your topic section, there's some areas there as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Good question. What's the next question, Ryan? My bad on
And
that,
then,
everybody.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Miss Carlene had a question.
Yep.
My question is already answered.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else? No?
I think that was it, bro.
That was it. Appreciate it, Ryan. Yeah. So going back to that Aussie dollar, that's where we are. So that's been a beautiful move off the reversal to the downside, right? And like I said before, some people may only take it to TP1, TP2, you know, however you play it. We just want to make sure that you end up on the positive side of things. So number one, right? Get the direction right, right? So far we have the direction right, and it's to the downside on the Aussie dollar. Okay, so we'll continue to see how it plays. So if you're still in this trade and you're still holding, just adjust your stops accordingly. Move your stops into profit. Okay, manage your trade. Manage your trade. All right, so since we're on the Aussie pairs, let's take a look at the Aussie New Zealand, because we had a question on that. Well, somebody asked for us to go over it. And from that 1 hour, it's just continuing to the downside, right? It hasn't given us much to the upside. We know that the New Zealand is strong, right? We got Kiwi strong, and we've got Aussie weak. So it's just been a straight push to the downside, no matter what the time frame, right? It's just continuing on down. We broke that monthly level here at 104.18. And then that next level here is on the date. Let me make sure. Let me double check on that. Yep. This 101 level. Okay. Now the question always is, we broke this level of support at 104.18, and we know that when support is broken, price loves to go back eventually and retest it, right? But you've got an extremely weak currency versus a fairly strong currency, so it's been just an impulse move to the downside. But at some point we may get that correction. We may be starting to run into it now. We got a daily stochastic that's headed into being oversold. We're right here at the 118, 127 zone. We kind of wicked out at this 38.2, so we'll see if we can get some sort of a U-turn here. But right now, we're just clearly to the downside, right? Not much to do on that one, but wait. So you're getting close to a 1 hour de-extension on the fib. We virtually got no pullback on this. No pullback. You gotta, if you were gonna get a major reaction right away, it was gonna happen right here at this 118, 127. We got a decent push up, but it failed at the trend line and continued to push down, right? And now we're below this inner trend line, okay? And on your 1 hour, you got a stochastic that's in the sell zone. So we'll see what happens throughout this Asian session, if it moves, if it makes a move. But we're very close to this de-extension at 102, 102.80. Okay, So that's kind of a wait and see. So no play on that right now until it tells us otherwise. I would love to see that D extension to get hit and we get a new AB boundary forming on the 1, and then we can play it from there. But right now, overall long term, short on the Aussie dollar, right? If we get that opportunity for a better, B2C move for the counter trend trade, we can elect to take that. Or if the opportunity comes where it starts to push up and you just want to roll with the trend, then you just wait for the high price. You wait for the next high price, because I do expect for that Aussie New Zealand to stay short for quite some time. So based on the fundamentals. So you got the counterplay if we get it at some point, but right now we don't have it. And then eventually we'll get another high price to look to short the pair. So right now, just no play on this one. Definitely better setups out there. This one is already off and running. So congrats if you've already been in this trade forever from the downside to the downside. That was marked up a while ago, actually. If you've been playing that to the downside, taking the counter trend trade moves when you can. If not, you're just kind of in a wait and see, just in a wait and see. So any questions on the Aussie New Zealand? Nope. All righty.
Sure.
All right. So let's go. That was the only request that I had. Those are only 2 for the Aussies. So let's take a look at this Aussie yen real quick. Okay. So this is this Aussie yen. We posted this in the Telegram, and you can see where we are right now on this one. So we're down around that 118, 127 zone. And we'll see if we can get the reversal, right? But that's right there at that classic 80-20 area, 118, 127. See if we can get the reversal for the pullback. Okay, on that, we know that the safe havens got strong today, so the yen got pretty strong because of the CPI news. But let's see if we can get a nice high price on that, right? So I would love to buy that to the 382 or the 61.8 and then look for a reaction at that level to see if we can get a short on it. So that's where we are on the Aussie yen. And take a look at the Aussie Swissy. All right, we drew this one up a while ago, and right now it's playing out. Okay, so we spotted the crown pattern on the daily. Okay, we zoom out a little bit, and we see where we spotted this crown pattern. All right, trend line's kind of all over the place now. So of course, right, the last major impulse move was to the upside. So the original play was, hey, we play this reversal, right? We got a new AB boundary on the daily, big time reversal. We got that 382 target, 61.8 target. Now we're looking to see if we can get some movement, if it wants to break that trend line or if we're going to continue short. So what we do is we zoom in to look at the price action. So we got this push up off of this weekly support level around that 86 retracement level off that capital fib. And then price pushed up around that trend line, and we got a new AB boundary on a sub fib. So that kind of set off the alarms for us that, hey, this resistance level was taken out. We're looking at a potential crown. So we said, hey, let's look short on this. And so far, we've been right on that, right? We've been right on that short. And that's up almost 100 pips. Okay, so how does that look on the 1? Okay, it's just been dropping, right? We spotted the reversal and it's just been dropping, and we're almost to TP1 here at this 382. So we've been short on the Aussie Swiss, and with the results of the CPI today, your safe havens got strong. We know that Swissy likes to act as a safe haven, and it did exactly that today. And the Aussie continued to fall. So far so good on that. If you're in there, hang in there. We're almost to 382 to TP1. And then you can decide what you want to do in regards to trade management from there. We've got a type 2 here. We got a brand new AB boundary to the downside. Right. So you guys want to take a look at this one because we got a 127 that's in line with that 382 target. So we may get and have the potential for a pullback, right? Which gives us that B2C move. And then if price wants to continue down from there, we'll trade it accordingly. Okay, so how this would look, all right, is you've got the potential for your B2C move, your 382, 61.8, and the top of your A boundary there. So what I would love to see is I would love to see this trade push down a bit. Okay. Hit that 382 target to the downside. Like so. Hit that target, right? See if we can get that price to stall in that area and then push up. Okay. And then push up. So there is an opportunity there. I would love to see price get to that 127. That's when I may take an opportunity to counter trend trade, right? So like we always say, you can make money on the way up and you can make money on the way down. Just wait on your confirmations on that. Let's make sure we got a stochastic or whatever you use for confirmation in the right zone. Okay, you could take it down to the 15-minute if you want to, play a trend line break off of that. But let's make sure, because we know, right? This is where the fundamentals come into play. We see the opportunity. We're getting a signal for the opportunity, so to speak. Okay, but we've got Aussie. This is how we think, right? This is the thought process. We've got Aussie weak. We've got the Swissy strong because of the CPI numbers, right? Cash flow started to roll back into the safe havens. The Swissy is a safe haven. So if I look to counter trend trade, that the way we have to think about it is, I want to see some extra confirmation on that, right? Because we know, we all know, right? If you didn't know, just told you, we all know what happened today. We all know that we got capital flowing into the safe havens as a result, right? So how you set yourself up and you say, hey, I want to play that counter, then make sure that you get extra confirmation. Make sure you may say, hey, I don't want to play the B boundary move on that, but if I can get it to this 127, if I have a stochastic in the buy zone, if I get a trend line break right to the upside and get a convincing candlestick, then I'll look to take that trade, right? If I don't get those things and I don't like what I see, then that's okay. Because then if something happens to where I missed a move and it does eventually do it, but I didn't like it, then you just wait for a high price to see if there's another opportunity to short the pair. Okay, or you move on to the next one. But that's how you have to think your way through these setups, because you're gonna get trading opportunities all day long, right? You'll get new AB boundaries setting up, but then you have to think, technicals and the fundamentals, right? This is the Aussie, this is the Swiss. I know what happened with the news today. Maybe I ought to get some extra confirmation on that setup. All right. Any questions on the Aussie Swiss?
No, sir.
All right. Cool. So let's move on. We had a question on the pound dollar. All right. Before we hit that pound dollar, I want to look at Bitcoin real quick. I'm thinking this is going to be a good opportunity on Bitcoin. All right. Oh, I don't know. I know there's a few of us who trade cryptos, but we got Bitcoin at a low, right, within the AB boundary. All right. So my stop's below the A on this. All right. Put my toes in the water on that one. Because if it makes that move to the D extension, it's going to be a pretty good move. And then on the daily, right, that doesn't look. Oops, let me take this off. Sorry about that. On a daily time frame, all right, we hit that target, so I can get rid of that one. On our daily time frame, I got a stochastic in the buy zone. I got a brand new AB boundary, and I got a pullback to a 61.8, and we got consolidation, and we're starting to push up, right? So I'm kind of liking that, right? Kind of liking that Bitcoin long. So just something to think about on that, but I wanted to make sure we went over that before I forget about it. USD. So it's looking pretty decent. So all right. So let's go to the pound dollar. And take a look at where we are. So let's take a look at the daily first. And we can see that price has just been dancing around, right? Retracing, we've been trying to get this 382 forever and a day on a pound dollar. And for the most part, we've been pretty good. To the downside, we got price to retrace, and we're in this critical area again, right? Where price hit this downtrend line, okay? And it's just been pushing sideways. This trend line is held pretty strong. Look, wicked out here, closed below it. Wicked out here, closed below it. Wicked out here again, it tried, closed below it, right? So now we're trying to see like, hey, is this gonna get that push down? We'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's just consolidating. We know that the pound has been doing pretty well. We know what happened with the dollar, but then again, the dollar is the dollar. The dollar can turn around tomorrow, right? Who knows right now what's going on with the pandemic and everything, and with the Fed and with the U.S. economy. So just a completely mixed bag. So it's kind of pushing sideways, but we can look down on the 1 hour to see the potential for something to be tradable. So you can see that that's that sideways push, right? You came up here against this trend line. You see all three of those levels that we talked about. And we've got a break of this latest trend line here. And I don't know if we have a, yeah, we do. So everybody, okay. Here's a new down AB boundary, all right. We know what it looks like from the daily time frame. Price has been playing around this downtrend line right there, as you see in blue. But we did get some breaks of support. Okay, we did get breaks of support, and now we got a new AB boundary to the downside. So we got us a nice impulse move. Okay, this trend line that I had drawn is kind of the secondary trend line on this last move, has been broken. So now we're looking at the potential of a pullback. Okay, so here's another potential setup. All right, here's another potential setup with your 382. Okay, 61.8, and top of your A boundary like so. Okay, so if you come back up around this 382 level, that's a little over 30 pips, 58 pips to the TP2. And of course, we know that if we get that push to the downside 118, 127, then it just opens the gap, right? It just opens the gap. Okay. The reward, the risk and reward gets better. The ratio gets better at that 118, 127 if we get a shallow retracement. Okay, so how does that look? All right. You either get the U-turn now, okay? It looks like this, and it goes straight up, or you get the shallow retracement with the push down. All right. Get the shallow retracement, less than the 382, and then you get a push down, then you get price to start making its way back up to a high price. All right. Again, we know what happened with the dollar today. Just pay attention, wait for your get confirmations. You may say in these situations, I'll take it on the B2C if I can get a push down to the 118, 127 zone. Other than that, if it chooses to climb here at this level, maybe I'll wait for a high price and see if it wants to short, right? See if it wants to come back to that downtrend line and see if it wants to short, right? Just walk yourself through the process and determine what you want to do. If you want to use a wide stop loss, right? Put your entry at the B boundary, put a buy limit at the 118, 127, however you want to play it, right? The setups are there. Okay, the setups are there. So there we go. You got a brand new AB boundary off of that play. Any questions on the pound dollar?
Hey, Benny.
Hey.
So I was watching this earlier when the CPI report came out.
Yep.
And I saw how when that news dropped, like because it wasn't good for the US dollar, I saw on the chart how it pulled back on the daily, like it was like a deeper pullback. And I was thinking, is that a deeper pullback for a higher price to start selling it?
When earlier
like I'm
today?
just trying to tie, yeah, because it's like when I saw it, I was like, oh, it shot up. And so in my mind, I was like, wait a minute, the news wasn't good for the dollar. So would I be looking to buy it up now? But then it's like, no, if I look at the daily time frame, it just had a deeper pullback for a higher price to be, I guess, continue to sell.
Yeah. See how you're see how you're wavering back and forth.
Yeah.
You're wavering back and forth. But think about it, right? Don't think that it's you, right?
Okay.
It is you're wavering back and forth because the market is wavering back and forth, right? See, so this is not this was trending. This is some sideways mess, right?
Right.
So don't think that you're going crazy. The market is trying to figure it. They're fighting.
I thought I was being emotional because I'm like, wait a minute, and then I'm like,
no,
okay.
you're getting whipsawed back and forth.
Wow.
You're getting whipsawed back and forth. That's the beauty, right, of us playing high prices and low prices off of the fib setups, right?
Right.
Because we know that no matter even if we get whipsawed back and forth, in order for it to go up, right? In order for it to eventually whipsaw to the downside, it likes to go up first, right? So how you can play that is you either for one, the first way that you could play it is to leave it alone. Like I don't have I'm hands off of this. I don't have the type of market, the price action that I really want. So you could be hands off of this. Two, you could play this. Okay, you say, all right, I know I have an AB boundary. I know what that means, right? The potential for a reversal. If price starts to reverse, right, and the pound gets strong against that dollar and the dollar just continues to weaken, right, you're already in the right direction anyway, right? So on our higher time frame, we know what we would like to see, and then there's the reality of what it is, right? It is what it is. So if you were taking this to buy, right, and you're thinking like in my mind, like, okay, I haven't gotten the 382 to the downside yet, but I'm choppy. Well, if you took this long and then that pound got strong, you're already long anyway. You see what I'm saying? How you just go with the flow? Like you're already long. You would already be long, right? At that point, if it wanted to just explode, it would take out all three of your take profits anyway. Okay. Or you could say, I'm still thinking short, then you just wait for a high price and see what happens. Or like I said before, you just hands off of it right now. Like this is all over the place. I don't even want to trade it. Right? There's better setups out there. I'll just leave it alone. Right? So, that's just that a lot of these things just come with time, right? There's never an exact answer.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting how the fundamentals play into it though. Because it's like, okay, yeah, like I think I was expecting, like I said, for some movement to really happen, but it was kind of like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't, and I think I was like, oh, did I miss out? But it's like, no, like it still needed to like, I guess, let the dust settle before figuring out like how you're gonna move in the trade.
Yeah, I kind of think it was people were already pricing it in, right? They were already pricing it in from a price action standpoint. It just fundamentally gave everybody an idea of where the Feds were going to head after seeing that number. So it's really all about the aftermath going forward, really.
And two, I brought this up to you earlier, but Ebony, if you look at a lot of these pairs, what you'll see is either they went back to retest resistance levels or they hit sub-fib extensions and created new AB boundaries, right? So the reaction that price gave as it moved, you saw extensions being hit and new AB boundaries formed, which created new opportunities. Right. Absolutely. So that's an interesting thing too. After you see the dust settle, you see the move that occurs. Right.
Yeah, I think I'm just more confirmation and finding myself that I favor the currency pairs versus the indices and futures and all that stuff, because it's like, okay, this gives you a little more time to kind of assess and like just trade what you see, like for real. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes perfect sense. So no, I agree. I love trading the Forex market. I've had experience trading all of them. This is the one for me. So I get it. I totally get it. There's really, when you learn it, there's not a whole lot to really figure out, honestly. It's not. There's key reports that are going to happen on a monthly basis, right? Key fundamental reports, right? Keep track of a few things economically that's going on. And that's pretty much it. It's super liquid. It's over $6 trillion a day. So you never get caught in a setup that you can't get out of. There's always somebody on the other side of it. So, I mean, I like the benefits of trading the Forex market a lot better. This support at 137.96 is key, right? Because if we break this level, right, that may give us that push down that we need for the pullback. We know that when price breaks a level, it likes to go back, right? Pull back and retest an area. So that may we'll see which way. It's sideways now. Asian session is sideways. It just broke this level here, broke this level before. So now we're at this other key level here. So I would love, if we can get that break and push down and back up, I would definitely like to play that. So just a heads up on that one, everybody. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. And this could be a pretty decent one at that support. So there we are. So that's where we are on the pound dollar right now. We got the initial reaction today, and then we got that push right back down, right? Right back down, which that was a push right back up against that previous trend line and right back down. So we shall see what it wants to do. All right, but that's it. If you zoom out on it, that's where we are. We're at a key level. Look, past resistance becoming future support. So through all the choppy sideways mess, right, it's still a price action support and resistance game. And we'll play it as such. All right, any other questions on the pound dollar? No. All right, so let's move on to the GJ. We got a question on that. This one we posted in Telegram this morning. For a short sell side, did anybody take this trade? It was a good one. And it ended up working out pretty good. We'll take a look at the
Did anybody take this one?
I was at the grocery store.
I did.
I was so upset. Like, I'm just, yeah, I'm kind of upset with myself, but no, I did not take that.
It's all good. So we had a couple people that did. Awesome. Congratulations on that one. That was a good setup. That was a good setup. Glad we caught up this morning on the morning session. So here we are, right? Another reaction at that trend line, at that down trend line. Here's that daily 38.2 that we like to target because we got a very shallow retracement, right? So we've been to the downside, right? Off this 127 zone, short to the downside. So yeah, we've gotten our retracements that we could take advantage of, right, on the way down on the lower time frames. But here we are on a daily. That's that current move. So back up in that same area. So we definitely closed the day bearish. Now we're in our new day, and we're looking bearish so far. Still on the daily, we got a stochastic that's in the sell zone. So once again, we're in the right direction. So you can see that this price climbed to the upside, right? Here's that downtrend line from the daily, right? That blue dash line right there. And you can see that price, boom, push right down, right? And if it's going to continue down, it's going to take out this A, right? So we've got, there's that 382 level from the daily right there at 143.29. So if it wants to continue short, hopefully it'll eventually make its way there. That'd be a monster trade, right? So if this confuses you, right, that the ABCDs to the upside, right, you can just, we have our targets marked. We'll do TP2 now on that one. TP3 is at that A boundary. So what you could do, right, if you get confused visually, okay, then you just mark your targets, right? So your 382 is there, 61.8. There's your TP3, okay? And then you can move, that TP3 is the A boundary, so you could take these out if you want to and say, I'm thinking short now, right? And now you can start to run your fibs to the downside if you want, like so, okay? So there we are. And that looks familiar, doesn't it? That looks just like that pound dollar trade, okay? Similar position, GU, GJ, all right? So we could take this out now. We don't need that anymore. And you can start to clean some things up. We came right back and retested that level there, which was a old support level. And now we're in a situation where, do we want to, okay, I just messed it up. But anyway, do we want to, hold on one second. Gotta get that right. It's 382, 618 level, TP3, okay? So now we're to the downside on this, but we know that it moves in waves, right? So again, just like on that, man, once you go back, you can take it back off again. It's weird. But now that we're pushing down, we know that this market is going to move in waves. So if I have a down AB boundary, like so, I don't know why I want Ryan, you ever had this issue where it won't let you delete the fib?
Yep. So if you hit the refresh button, I mean the save button, top right corner.
Which one? This one?
On your chart, yep, hit that. And then refresh your screen.
Just refresh the screen?
Yeah, do on your browser, hit refresh.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it should take you back and you should be able to do it.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, Ryan. All right. So there we go. So we got those downside targets, right? So if you're looking at a B2C move, right? So we're moving down, okay? Now you might be out at TP2, whatever you are, right? There's an opportunity where we know we got this down AB fib now, that we know that price moves in waves. This is why we always start everybody out, if you watch the videos, to gain an understanding that the price moves in waves, right? Like so. So eventually we look to get a pullback on this and then a continuation down. So there's another opportunity for a B2C move on this play to the upside, okay? If you're in it and you want to stay short, and then this pullback may look for an opportunity for you to add to the trade to roll with the trend short. So totally up to you. But if you haven't done anything with this trade yet, there could be a B2C opportunity coming up here shortly. All right. We'll see. We will see. So you're either going to get that reversal or you're going to get it to push down and reverse. Okay. And then continue to the downside potentially. All right. So there's another setup on a GJ for us to pay attention to. Any questions on that? No? Go take a look back at this. See something real quick.
Ebony says she's gonna catch the next wave.
What'd you say?
Ebony says she's gonna catch the next wave.
So this is this Aussie yen, right? That yen is strong. Look at that. Pushing down, right? So wait for your confirmations. Wait for your confirmations on that. Right? Headed down to that 127 zone. So just wait, right? So we've got a stochastic that's pushing up out of the sell zone, right? And pushing up out of this buy zone, but look at price pushing down, right? So we haven't quite gotten that exhaustion yet on that yen strength, okay? So watch that closely, okay? Don't be so quick to jump into the trade. All right, so the other one we got, GCAD, okay? Since we're in the pound pairs, take a look at this GCAD. All right, make sure you guys wrote those potential setups down. All right, so we're looking at this GCAD, and we talked about this one last week because we spotted that, right? We spotted, okay, when we were talking about just the ABCD moves, the battle between the bulls and the bears, right? When we spotted that last week, and we said, hey, that's a potential for a long there, right? And we went long. So right now on the GCAD, I'm just thinking bullish, to remain bullish, right? 2 orders hit there, just thinking remain bullish. Our stochastic on the 1 hour is back in the buy zone. From a daily perspective, I know it's been choppy. I think it took this latest hit at support and then tracking it all the way up. So into the zone, and then we're kind of, where are we at now? We're moving back into being oversold. So, I mean, overbought. Like a sideways push. But we're still looking like we're getting some movement to the upside. So right now, I'm going to stay long in it. Just watch it closely. Right? Just watch it closely. See what happens once price pushes back up. Right? Right now we're in the buy zone. See if we can get a push back up to hit that that extension. Okay, that respective extension. So that is, what's that? Still about 77 pips away. So just monitor it closely and adjust the stops. So if you're long on that, right, just monitor your trade, manage your trade. Any questions on the pound CAD?
No, sir.
All right, good on that. All
Good.
righty. So that's the pound CAD. Let's take a look at, somebody had the New Zealand Swissy. So we'll take a look at that. And let's see what we're looking like here. Whoa, almost a TP1, right? After that trend line break, right? See, you push sideways. We adjusted that trend line just in case it wanted to come back down. Right?
Did anybody take this trade from the Telegram post last week? And stay in
Right.
it?
Right.
It was messy, but
It did it, right? It did it. Good move to the downside. Beautiful move, right? All right. So it's, hey, what comes first? The technicals or the fundamentals, the chicken or the egg, right? So I mean, the safe haven is getting strong, even against the New Zealand, right? And the New Zealand dollar is pretty strong. But it's crazy when you look at it fundamentally, like, all right, we see that happening. But when you put the text on it, it's like, okay, it was due for the correction anyway, right? It was due for the correction anyway, because we always put our TPs before the actual fib level. So it never actually got that 382 level yet. And it seems like it's coming down. So there. Okay. That's where we are. And that's probably going to continue to come down. You got a stochastic that's moving up into the sell zone. So did anybody say they were in that trade? They took that trade. Randy. Yeah.
yeah, we had a
Awesome. Courtney. Yeah. All right. Good deal. So that's where we are on that. Just to continue to move to the downside. We're almost to TP1. You got a stochastic that's heading back into the sell zone. So just continue to monitor it closely and see what happens. When it actually hits that 382, see what type of reaction you get. The last time it got close to it, you got this push up. Okay. Here at this level. But let's continue. We know that the safe havens are strong right now. So manage your trade accordingly. Good job. Good job. All righty. So let's what's the other one that we had? We had somebody wanted to take a look at the euro dollar. So we can do that. So we take a look at it and been playing it to the downside. We got to push up and then it came right back down. So we got a stochastic that's in a buy zone. So we may be looking to really be ready to break this trend line and push up. We'll see. We know the euro's been strong. We know that what happened with the dollar today. So throughout the rest of the week, if we continue to see dollar weakness, then we expect for this price to break this trend line again and then continue to head up, to continue to go long. So we'll see. We got a stochastic in the buy zone. Let's look at our daily real quick. And we got a stochastic in the buy zone there, right? And off this fib, we never got that 382 target. Okay, we haven't gotten that 382. So, right, things are playing out, right? See this here, potential head and shoulders. Okay, the potential head and shoulders there. And see, we already got a pullback. It wicked out strong here on the daily. So you almost got back to that 61.8. And now we got a stochastic in the buy zone. So based on our daily and our one, right? It's looking pretty good to the upside. So we've got a decent retracement play out of that now, right? We didn't quite get the TP2, but we got the TP1 price at almost the TP2. But now it's pushing back up in the key zone. So we could be looking long on that euro dollar. So let's just continue to monitor that DXY closely. The stochastics are aligning with the euro dollar. So I'm starting to lean more towards that buy side now on the euro dollar. So just watch it. Just watch it. So we zoom in on this here and we run our sub fib like so. Okay. That's what it's looking like. That's just a weird move there, right? Because of what happened today. And then it didn't get to the D extension. So it's looking funny. But just continue to monitor it and potentially take that long. Okay. Got a bit of a sideways push. So if you're being extra conservative on that, if you're not already long on it, it was a good pullback play. And because of that, like, let's see something. Now that we got a stochastic in the buy zone, this can set you up for that 1, 2, 3 type of setup where we get our stochastic in the buy zone, we get a trend line break and a bullish candlestick formation. But I'm gonna be super conservative with that because I actually like to see a deeper pullback. Okay, so I'm gonna be watching that closely. I would love to see that push down a little bit deeper and then reverse, but we'll see. We'll see. That's why I got conservative with that trend line. But I'm starting to lean more to the long side on the euro dollar after playing that kind of trend trade to the downside. And we'll see. So that's where we are. That's another one to keep an eye on. Make sure you guys write that down, take a screenshot or whatnot. We'll see what we can get out of it. Any questions on the euro dollar?
No,
Nope.
sir. We had a request come in for gold. So after you get through
Gold. What did gold do today? I know gold's kind of been a little bit back and forth. So let's look at this UCAD. And right now, this CAD's been crazy. Just been choppy. So here, how we looked at it last week was we tracked it off this trend line, right? So you can see here, it pushed up. And then we came right back down to this level, okay? And then we looked to make a play off of that to the upside, right? Because this got taken out. So hold on one second. So let me go up to my daily real quick. Try to remember how we were looking to play this. It was there and then here. So like so, because we had a bunch of consolidation. So that was the one we looked to play. So let me go back to my one, because these aren't what I want. It's this one off the daily. I pulled down at one point. So because we were looking for that bullish candlestick to form. Like that. Come down to the one. Got a little choppy on us. So there's the move that we were playing. So long, right? But it's choppy. All right. It's long, but it's choppy, which is why those 1 hour fibs got taken out. So we played it off that daily sub fib to give us a cleaner look. So we've been long, but even after we went long, it pushed back down. So right now we're pushing up, but we got a stochastic. That's in the sell zone. So, and we know, right? We had some dollar weakness. right? But we know the Canadian numbers has some issues with some of their fundamental numbers too earlier. And then tomorrow, right? So this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. If you weren't already planning that move, I would stay off of it, because tomorrow you got CAD CPI numbers coming out. Okay, so you just had the US numbers coming out. Now you got the CAD inflation numbers coming out, and you got some other reports that are built in, right? Different CPI numbers, different measurements. So the big day tomorrow starting at 8:30 for the CAD. So I would be hands off this trade right now. It's pushing up right now. So that idea is technically working, even though it's not up too much, right? It's kind of more sideways than anything. I would stay off. We got a stochastic in the sell zone. You got CPI reports coming out tomorrow. So let's wait and see, because if their CPI numbers come out, right, and they're above forecast, maybe even at forecast, right, you may see that dollar that UCAD just drop. So I would wait. So no play on this one if you haven't already been playing that to the upside, because even if you're playing it to the upside at this point, I would be cautious with the reports coming out tomorrow. So I would manage that trade, right? Really manage that UCAD trade. But that initial idea, right, it's technically working right now, but it could all change tomorrow with the CAD data coming out for CPI. Any questions on that? No.
No, sir.
All right. So let's take a look at gold. Take a look at it. What has it been doing? Gold. Zoom out. Nice push up off support. We got a stochastic is in the buy zone. It's pushing sideways, right? So this is a daily chart. So we started to get that 80-20 play, right? Shallow retracement, stalled here at a resistance level in confluence with the 118, 127. And now this has just been pushing sideways. So right now, no play. Gold likes to break out, right? You got a stochastic in the buy zone here. Let's take a look at this one. This is that daily level. This is just a sideways move, man. So we need price to it broke out here today, and you got support here. So take this down to the 15. All right. So we take a look at these levels here. You got support here. You got support there. Okay. You got your flag, little flag thing going on here. Okay. All right. All right. Everybody can see that flagpole. Okay. That triangle. So we'll see how it holds at that support, right? Could have a breakout from that level, or it can break the support and go down. So you kind of just have to wait and see how it reacts off the support here at 1801. But we know it broke this level. It broke this level here. Broke it. Now it's forming support. All right. And you got it in the buy zone. So gold, you just need a breakout to happen. Right? You need a breakout to happen. So you got multiple levels here. So we put resistance on. You got all of these levels. So it's just a matter of, let me see. If you plan this here, okay, if you get a breakout above 1808, then you can expect 1814, right? So, and if you get a break below that, maybe you go back to 1790, right? Or you got this level, you got a pass level here that if we drop down to the 5 or whatever, you would have a support level in there, okay? But above, right? If we're thinking, I don't know, investors like to use gold as a hedge against inflation. Well, inflation seemed like it went back. It didn't balloon like you would like to see it if you wanted to go bullish on gold, right? We know, but we also have a dollar that's acting pretty weak. So I think this is why you see a lot of the back and forth. We just need price to break out somewhere. But had that inflation number came out, high, above forecast, you would have seen gold definitely shoot up 1814, 1820, right? Because they like to use it as a hedge against inflation. But you got a weak dollar now. It's going back. That one's it's doing exactly what it should be doing right now, right? So we need a breakout. So right now I don't have a play on it. If I were to get a break above 1808, I'm thinking long. Below 1801, potentially continuation short. So that's the best I could do on gold for right now. Best I could do on gold. That would have been an easy play had the numbers come out the other way today. Yep. So any other questions on gold?
Sure.
All right. Any other pairs we want to take a look at before we wrap it up? Ryan, anything to add?
Yeah, real quick. First for the new folks, first couple times joining us on the Inner Circle Live sessions, welcome. Welcome. We're glad to see you in the house. We're glad that you decided to join us. I've got a lot of questions in regards to the Telegram group. Shortly after you enrolled, you would have received an email from us with instructions on completing a form to then receive access to the Telegram group. So if you aren't in the Telegram group, go back to your email, check your spam folder. We sent you an email, right? Go check that out, complete the form for us, and you'll receive instructions on how to access the Telegram group. As you guys start to have questions, right? As you start to pick through the training, attend these live sessions, questions start to come up. Post those questions inside of the community, right? We have an Ask an Educator section under the topics. Post your questions in there, right? That ensures that myself, Casey, and Benny all see those questions. Or shoot us an email at the forextraderoom@gmail.com, right? Which all of our emails come from. That ensures that all three of us are able to see your emails and we can get you a quicker response than if you message us individually on Facebook Messenger. So just so that we get you an efficient and quicker response, if you guys could do that for us, we greatly appreciate it. Keep digging in. Like I said, we greatly appreciate you guys. And hopefully you're starting to see some things start to come together, right? And as you continue to dig into the training, folks that have only been with us a day, 2 days, right? Dig into the training, right? Benny went through the majority of the pairs this evening, right? You're able to see everything that we do all together. We'll go back and break it down in its individual parts, right? Step by step. And you'll be able to see how the process works piece by piece. And as you continue to dig in and immerse yourself and ask questions, continue to be active, continue to show up for yourself, things will start to come together. So that's what I got, man. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. And make sure we attend the live session tomorrow, right? 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you can. And just a reminder, as always, under your topic section, under the Inner Circle Live section, all of these trade room sessions are there, right? They're actually there in real time, right? So if you couldn't make it on the Zoom, but if you miss it or you can't make it, just remember that they're always there under the topic section.
Can I share my screen real fast? No.
Oh yeah. Hold on one second.
I forgot about that. I apologize.
Oh yeah, all good. Nathaniel had a question. I see a hand raised.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I guess last Wednesday you showed us on FS Books how to analyze pairs. Could you go over that again, please?
Oh yeah. Yep. Hold on. Let Ryan do this, and then I'll go back. I'll go back.
Okay.
Over.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So when you log in to your account, right, you can click on this icon that says My Library, okay? When you click on My Library, it takes you to this page here. Welcome to your back office, right? You scroll down, you got 3 options, right? This is your Inner Circle subscription. Here is where the training lies. This is the meat and potatoes of everything that we do, right? If you're completely new to trading, we walk you through step by step why we do what we do, why we trade Forex, what is a pip, all the way through, right? Then we get into each step of the methodology that we teach, right? Step by step by step, okay? Step by step by step, all the way through time frame analysis, risk management, right? And then understanding how leverage and how trading works, okay? So that's the training, just the training portion, right? So we really want you guys to go through this so that you understand everything that we talk about in these live sessions, okay? And everything that we talk about on Saturdays, right? This is really, really important for you to really understand the foundation of everything that we do, okay? Extremely important. Then if you go to the next portion of this, right? We have a trader assessment quiz, right? Just to get an understanding for us on where your trading knowledge and where your trading experience is at this moment, right? You can continue to go back and take this quiz as you start to develop. This gives us insight on where you are and some areas that we might need to add some additional pieces into the training or even into our live session, okay? So we ask that you guys go through and complete that assessment as well. Not graded, doesn't give you anything, but it gives us a view of where you are and what we can do more of and what we can do better to assist you in this trading journey. Then the third thing is the Inner Circle community, right? Here in the community is everything, okay? We have a feed where you can just scroll through and read the comments, right? Look at everything, last thing that was updated in that order, okay? If you click on the topics tab right here, right? We have everything broken down for you. We have the schedules built into the descriptions here, right? So the weekly Forex ritual we do on Saturday mornings from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, right? And if you click on this, it'll take you to every single ritual that we've had so far. So you can go back and watch all of these, right? To see what we've done, just to continue to immerse yourself in the information, okay? Then if you, mindset, right? We do mindset on Monday mornings at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? I challenge all of our new folks and anybody that hasn't gone all the way back to the very beginning, right? Go back to June. We have some really, really important concepts that we dig into at the beginning of the month of June that it would be really, really important for you to go back and watch to help build this mindset foundation that we're working to build with everybody, okay? So I challenge you to go back and watch all of these videos and take time to think through the topics that we talk about, right? And how they affect you personally and in the trading space, right? What I say all the time is that you'll start to see your personality and even things that you might be experiencing in any particular moment on the charts in your personal life, right? You'll start to see the reflection. And there are things that we can work on from a mindset perspective that'll help you understand your thoughts, understand your emotions, to then be able to help you become a better trader and maybe a better person at the end of the day, right? So it's not just about trading, it's about life. It's a really, really, really interesting reflection. We have a trade setup section. So if you're going through and you're marking up charts, post your setups in it, right? Would give us an opportunity to give you feedback, right? And take a look, and it might be a good setup that everybody might be able to see, right? So great section there to post your markups in. Also go back to the training. In the training, we give homework assignments, right? At the end of a lot of those videos, when we start to get into the details of the methodology, we give homework assignments. Do those homework assignments, post them here in the feed in the community so that we can give you feedback on your progress, right? So that then we might say, hey, you might need to go back and rewatch this series of videos to get a better understanding, right? So do the homework, post them in the community here as well. We were using the before and after section for some of our markups, but we shifted over to the Telegram group so you can see all of those setups that we take on a regular basis in the Telegram group. This is that Ask the Educator section, right? Pop in here, post your question, right? And we can get it answered for you, okay? Then we have the Inner Circle Live. This is where all of the sessions that we do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are housed. You can go all the way back to June, right? All the way back to June. All the way back to June, right? It's 6 sessions during the week, each week, right? So go back, watch these, great insight, great information, really, really sound understanding. We have some really good conversations in all of these sessions that we've had thus far. And then we have our resource update section. This is the section that Benny was talking about. We have a book list that I put in there, update periodically, mindset, leadership, personal growth, personal development, all of that is there. If you're a reader or an audiobook listener, check out some of those. It'd be really good. Here we have Casey's risk calculator and trading workbook. Really, really phenomenal tool. Helps you on the risk management side of things. Also helps you track your trades, right? And your overall risk and your overall profit, right? So check out the video here. And in the description of the video, there's a link to download the risk calculator and trading workbook. Phenomenal tool, really, really, really helpful. Then we have, this is the section that Ben was talking about, where we have those fundamental sites that we utilize, right? Check out these sites, tons of information you can read, get updates, get additional in-depth understanding on all things fundamentals, right? From different perspectives, okay? So dig in here. You can learn a lot from reading these sites. This is not an exhaustive list, but these are the ones that we use most often, okay? And then if you're completely new to trading, trying to get your MetaTrader 4 set up, a video on how to set up your MetaTrader 4 with a Forex broker on your phone. And then Fibonacci. If you are a person that still uses TradingView, right? Casey did a phenomenal video on how to set up your Fibonacci tool in TradingView to match how we use it in SmartTrader, okay? Now, in TradingView, it doesn't automatically put them on the chart for you. You have to draw them individually, but the setup, right, with color codes, extension levels, retracement levels are all there in this video. She walks you through how to set it up in that fashion so that you can map your fibs out on any given time frame the way that we do in SmartTrader. And then if you want to try out SmartTrader, there's a link here for a 30-day trial for $4.95 at the mid-level package, so you can get a feel for the platform, how it works, what it does, and why we find it valuable. So that is, that's what we're providing you, right? That's what you're paying for, right? We created this community so that we can help each person that is interested become consistently profitable. That's our only goal, is to help people become consistently profitable traders. That's it. That's it. And we do our best to provide you with as much information that we have and the methodology that we use every single day. You're not going to get a different strategy every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, every month, whatever. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Repetition is the mother of all skill, right? And they say that every trader is 8 to 13 trades away from being the trader that they desire to be and completely changing their life. But most people don't get there because they don't stick to the rules. They don't stick to a process that has been proven to be successful long enough to create those neural pathways in the brain, to create the habits, to do it consistently over and over and over and over and over again, right? So we wanted to create this environment with a structured training and a structured process that we have been able to be successful with, that will give you that environment, right? That'll give you that structure and help to build the neural pathways, to help condense timeframes so that you can learn from the lessons that we fumble through individually and collectively, myself, Casey, and Benny, right? So that you can avoid some of those hurdles. Some of them you'll have to experience on your own, but some of them you'll be able to avoid and be able to move forward just a little bit faster, okay? Last thing is understand that your journey is your journey. Not the same as anybody else's in the group. We're all at different stages in this process, right? We're all at different stages in our lives. Some folks work full-time jobs, some work part-time jobs, some may not be working right now, and that's okay. Everybody's in a different space. So take your time to go through the information, right? To learn at your pace, to ask the questions that you need to ask. Don't compare yourself to anybody else, right? And understand that this is not a get rich quick thing. You're learning a new skill. You're going back to school to understand money differently, to understand the financial markets differently. So you're learning a new skill. So you're going to make mistakes. We all do every single day, right? You're going to get things wrong. But in all of that, there's an opportunity to learn. And that's where the growth happens. In those mistakes, in those difficult times is where the growth happens. Okay? So focus on the process of growth, right? Focus on the process. It's not about perfection, but it's about progress. And if we grow, we win. 1% better every day over the long term, you'll be in a phenomenal place. You'll be in a phenomenal place. So I know I said a lot, but that's all I got. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Hey, man, it needed to be said. Appreciate you. Sure.
No doubt.
So let me appreciate you doing that, because that's important, because we get the messages, right, where people don't even know that it's there, right? So it's always good to remind everybody that there's a lot of stuff back there for you to tear into and to learn and start getting your reps in. So absolutely. So there's one more look at the goal on the 15-minute. And then just to wrap things up, right? If we go over a lot of pairs, make sure that, hey, if you've hit your goal for the week and you're where you need to be, don't give money back to the market. Don't give that. That is the worst feeling in the world. Don't give money back to the market. All right. If you hit your goal for the week and that's what your trade plan says, then stay out the market, right? Continue to show up, get your mental reps, keep an eye on the market so you can see your next potential setups. But don't get greedy, right? We know the market is driven by greed and fear. So just something that I wanted to add because I forgot to mention it when we were going through the pairs. So all right, that is it. Any other questions before we log off? Ryan, awesome job at going through that. That was awesome.
No doubt, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So with that being said, we'll be back live tomorrow with Ryan, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Night.
We're going, everybody.
Good night.